Welcome back to Cohort B, to your this week of classes. Today I want to talk about safety drills. We will be practicing our safety drills. In other words, our fire drills today. We will be doing 3 of them. I ask that you follow our expectations. Teachers will be going over expectations with you in the classroom today. Remember that we have 3 different spots of the campus that we exit. So each classroom may have different expectations, so please make sure you are paying attention to the expectations that are in that specific classroom. Specifically this year, masks are to be worn all the way out of the building until you get to your destination outside, where you will social distance 6 feet or more, and that may be a good time to take a mask break, or you may choose to leave your mask on, whatever you choose, but masks are to be worn. That same expectation is expected, obviously, when you are returning into the building. Our exit of the building will be normal. We do not move until we hear an announcement. On Tuesday, we had some people leaving as the fire alarm went off. That is not the protocol. The protocol is you wait to hear an announcement. When the announcement's made that students may leave, then teachers will have their students leaving headed outside. We are to get out as quick as possible, but in an orderly fashion. Our exit of the building will be normal. Once you are outside, a reminder that you stay with your specific teacher of the class that you're in, because they are responsible for doing an attendance check for accountability purposes, and then we will return in. While I'm talking about expectations, I'd like to speak a little bit about our code of conduct. Obviously, as we kicked off the school year, our main concern was making sure we are meeting all the Department of Health mandates and regulations, talking about masks, social distancing, hand sanitizing, washing your hands, etc. But I'd like to talk about a couple expectations that we have every year that are in the code of conduct that I don't want to say are slipping, but we need to have reminders. First off, our hats, hoods, do-rags, head wraps, those are not allowed in school. When the 7:17 bell rings, all of those should be removed. We'd greatly appreciate if you did that on your own and we did not have to constantly remind you. We'd greatly appreciate if you don't put your hood up in between every period walking in the halls. I know it becomes almost a habit for some of you, but we are in school and we need to follow those expectations. Also, your cell phone. Again, cell phones have been okay. I know we're utilizing our cell phones probably more study hall, cafeteria, as we are forced to social distance, and that becomes our means of communication or even entertainment at that point. But just a reminder that cell phones are not to be used as a live cell phone. You should not be walking down the hall talking on the phone. You should not be on FaceTime, YouTube Live, whatever all the different apps are. Your cell phone is not to be used as that device while we are in school. If you have an emergency and you do need to make a phone call, please see an adult. We are always here to help you. If you see an adult, that adult will set you up for success, so you're in a good place that you can make a phone call. We understand that emergencies do happen, but there's not 8 emergencies a day, and the same individual doesn't have an emergency every day of the week. So if emergency does arise, please see an adult and they will help you with that. Also, Google Classroom. I'm sure many of you have been checking Google Classroom and you're getting your work through Google Classroom. But I think it's important for me to mention you make sure you're checking your Google Classrooms, because you probably have a whole bunch of them at this point, daily. All right? When you are remote, when you are here, you are checking those Google Classrooms daily. Also, please, I understand a lot of you are checking your academic Google Classrooms, but please make sure you're checking your classroom of the class of 2021, 22, 23, or 24. If you are not connected or have not been invited to a class Google Classroom, please see Mr. Hanford or Mr. Fada, and they will help you with that to make sure you are on that, as we have a lot of information going out. For example, seniors, check your Google Classroom for a link to a schedule for your senior pictures. Please dress your best, since sharing of the tux, cap, and gown and drape are not allowed this year, and this will be in our yearbook. Yes, we are having a yearbook. Regular picture days are going to be in phys ed classes the week of the September 28th to October 2nd. So please make sure you are checking your Google Classroom. Also, staff members, we are going to be doing more live announcements. So any announcements that you have, please email Mr. Mowers. We are not to a point where we are at daily announcements. Hopefully we get there quickly. So if it's something that needs to be read immediately, you might want to make sure you personally find me. Don't email me. It'll get lost in the shuffle. General announcements you can email to Mr. Mowers. And students, we are looking for students in Cohort B, that's today, Thursday and Friday, that may be interested in helping with this, the live announcements that we do, the productions. Not everyone needs to be on camera. We do need students to be behind the scenes to help Mr. Mowers as we are getting our information out and welcome you to your school days. That is all I have for today. I want to give all the students a reminder that you only get out what you put in. So we ask that you put your best foot forward. You give as much effort as you can while you're here. You are working hard on your remote learning, and you make this the best possible situation you can. Thank you, and have a great Thursday.